Hello, it is currently April 12th, 2018, and we are doing an angel card reading today using Doreen Virtue's daily guidance from your Angels Oracle card deck. So thank you so much for tuning in. I very much appreciate this. As you may have noticed, I am now doing daily tarot or angel card readings, so I very much appreciate everyone who's viewing these, and as well if you're on my Facebook page, I appreciate everyone who's been sharing this stuff. I'm also on @Robin's Healing on Instagram, where I also do live readings. As well, on Thursday evenings, I do live readings also, so you can check out robinshealing.com, where I put my time on there, as well as all my services and any workshops or courses that I'm doing online as well as in person. So that was a mouthful. Giving and receiving. So my dog was biting at some of these cards. So feeling lots of pressure in my head today. So don't neglect the problem. Don't negate the problem. There's always a solution, okay? So we don't need to feel like we have to ignore things or make things worse. We can just deal with our problems. It's completely okay. And I can also relate to this card. So it's that push and pull energy. And like I was saying, even in my head, I'm feeling that pull because gravity tends to take us where we need to go. It's like, why are my feet walking over here? My brain's not telling me to. I'm just doing that. So investigating a little bit more into your future plans is also a positive thing, but some people are being prohibited, I'm hearing, towards the future. So it could be that you need to be more in the present, whereas some people also need to really become more rejuvenated in the fresh and the new. So Sunday we actually have a new moon in Aries, so the energy is going to completely shift. Now, of course, we're out of Mercury retrograde, which is awesome, but then we still have like those few days, well, maybe a couple weeks, where things are still lingering around. And similar to before Mercury retrograde happens, for me, I already had a lot of stuff going on before it even began, because we were in shadow, meaning it's not exactly there, but it's still kind of hanging out there. So it's very similar to when the full moon energy comes in, and we're starting to feel it before the full moon. And then same with the new moons coming Sunday, and we're already talking about, for some people, you're already starting to work with that new energy because you're so aware that you're just connected to what's going on even beforehand. So drawing negative energy out of your body is exactly what you need to do. Pushing and pulling is really coming up with the giving and receiving. Like drawing any energy that's going on within your inside, and it's almost like pulling it out. So if you don't know how to do that, maybe my topic on Thursday could be how to like release negative energy, how to detox negative energy, any exercises to release negative energy from our bodies on our own, independently. So don't deny your truth either. So also when we're talking about pulling energy from in out, it could also mean like literally you're pulling the truth out, you're really digging, you're feeling gravitated towards things. So there's something within yourself that's telling you, like I said, go over here, go over there. It's not about living internally anymore. It's about living externally. So for myself, I'm really in an action plan oriented time for myself because I'm already connecting to this new energy. Whereas some people, they just need to be more calm and figure some things out. But for the most part, for most of us, we should be at a point now where we're already feeling our energy starting to draw us into new things, okay? So it's also about creating a picture for yourself. So for some people, it wasn't so much about calming energy as much as it is going into visualize your picture of how you want it all to be, all right? So that's how you're drawing the energy rather than taking the action. You're just visualizing it so that you can move forward, all right? Now, preconceived notions are also coming up. So I think some people are really struggling with learning, am I intuitive, meaning I'm feeling the energy of something that's about to happen? Or am I deciding that something's going to happen before it even happens? So that's a difference between people making judgments and trying to control situations and people who just know situations and trust situations, okay? So I have done some live videos on my Facebook page in relation to some of these things, so I'd highly recommend going back. But for music, also for other people, that's going to be very like a toxic release for some. I'm also feeling really drawn into music because it's so therapeutic. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm just hearing draw negative energy out of your body, draw negative energy. So if you've done any healings with me, I may have taught you that already. So just practicing that. And then again, just following through with the things that are going on. And I really feel like touching here because this is where we carry a lot of our tension, I guess we'll say. So there's also negative stuff happening here. So it means that you have to really open up, okay? So if there are areas of ourselves that we need to let go of it, because hanging on to that junk that we're supposed to be letting go of is not serving us at all. So when we get these full moons, it's because it's stirring up things within us that we need to release. So if you're not willing to acknowledge that or willing to release it, guess what's going to happen? Your new moon's going to come around and you're still holding on to it. So that's exactly kind of what's happening right now with this energy, is that there are people that are choosing to hang on to it, and it's just not serving you. So just acknowledge what's really serving you, and that comes down to your truth. What is my truth? Who am I? Who is Robin? And who is Sarah? So educating yourself more on, what heals, how to detox, that sort of thing. How do I get rid of this energy and stress? So also money's coming up. So if you feel like you can't afford like a Reiki healing course, or you can't afford a distant healing session with me to learn some of these techniques, then I feel like it's because maybe you're feeling like really hurt, and it could be a form of like, oh, I'm embarrassed to talk to somebody about this stuff, or this isn't my fault that I'm the way that I am. So you may feel really like drawn in, but like I was saying, for the people that are feeling drawn in, you really want to visualize what's going on within yourself, meaning what do I want for myself, rather than look at all this stuff that has happened to me, okay? Because if you're in a pinch financially, sometimes that's actually good for us, because I'm feeling like analyzing things similar to salt. We were taught that, a little bit of salt goes a long way, and it's about stretching your money, okay? That's more what it's about. Like, how can I get the most of my money? So that's actually why I decided that I would do like a Robin's Healing general session. So if you come over to my house, we do like a lot of stuff all in your hour, and some people do 2 hours. And you can get so much out of it, rather than me being like, no, you need this one session, but then you also need 5 other sessions in relation. So I just do like the 5 sessions in one, and same with distance healing, so that it's like, well, actually I'm going to do 3 things for you rather than the one thing. So just know that, if you do have one session with me, it can feel like multiple sessions combined into one, so you're stretching your money that way. But it could be that maybe you have other things that you need to pay for. So there's just judgment also around that. So, and like, I feel like even when you're watching these videos, be as non-judgmental as you can. And it could be that you judge yourself. So if you're hurting at all, forward focus, okay? Forward focus. What can I do about this? What are the solutions to the problem? So there's no more like nitpicking, and there's no more nitty gritty. You have to like let that mood shift through the music and that sort of thing, okay? Staying grounded, but also like feeling up. So many people believe that, I don't want to ground because then I'll fall asleep. Or I don't want to meditate because then I'll go to sleep. I don't want to get healing because I'll fall asleep. It's like, depending on your energy, you do what you need for you in the moment. And so that's where it's coming up to like denying your truth if there's something that you need. So for instance, I do a lot of things that logically don't make sense. Shocker. And, of course I question. It's like, oh my God, well, this is such a big thing. Like, I'm supposed to be here and now I'm over here. But it's that supposed to be, right? What is supposed to be? That's our logical side, right? Intuitively, my body, like I said, is physically here right now. So if I'm supposed to be here, then that's where I'm supposed to be. And that kind of made my stomach turn a little bit, because when we know something, we just know something, right? And if we are unsure, we start to question. So the more we relax And the more we let go and the more we trust and the more we focus on what the next step is, the easier it will become. So if you're feeling like it's hard for you to focus, start visualizing. So if you want to, close your eyes. And this is related to those who feel like they're denying their truth right now. We tend to do that for other people. We think we're doing things for other people. But really, it's only hurting us by focusing on other people instead of ourselves, right? That's where judgment comes in. So when you think about following through with your ideas, keep your eyes closed and focus on your breathing, pulling your shoulders back and dropping them. Slowing your breath down. Okay, so I think the big thing would be, if you're focusing on the past, right? So you know what comes through when you're slowing down, hopefully. Maybe you get sad, maybe you're depressed, maybe you're looking back at a situation that happened and you're replaying it over in your mind, okay? So we really want to visualize, where's our happy place? Where do we want to be? Where do we like to be? And I'm just seeing a big heart around like you and another person. So allowing your mind to just get there and go there, and I'm starting to see lots of visions. And so for me, I have a partner that I'm seeing just kind of spending time with me and comforting me. And that's what I know I need, because that's what my heart is craving. But for you, it could be that you like to play baseball or you like to play basketball. And when you close your eyes, if you allow yourself to, you'll start to see yourself doing that, because it's maybe your happy place or your happy thing. Or maybe you don't know what that is, but you're allowing your mind to just go there. So allow your mind to drift and fantasize into that place. And know that that's spiritual guidance for you, but you're not able to do that till you get there. So you may say, oh, I'm just making this all up in your head. You are making it all up in your head, but the beauty of it is it's making you feel better, and there are also messages in that. So it's a form of daydreaming, which is like fantasizing into the future. So we can do that while we're awake, but you have to allow yourself to. And that's almost, for you guys right now, the people that may be struggling, the only way I feel that you can tap into that inner sensitivity within yourselves and release any of these negative feelings, okay? Positive attributes. So we all have positive attributes. So we're just recollecting our thoughts and regaining some more consciousness onto what's positive about me, what's positive about my future, what's positive about the here and now. So when we're denying our truth, when we're not speaking up enough, when we're worrying, when we're controlling, when we're allowing our minds to drift in any way but forward, it creates a lot of confusion, a lot of illusion. So whenever we have these big moons that are happening, because again, we're shifting out of Mercury retrograde, we're shifting out of our full moon energy, there's a lot of stress. So we need to let go of feeling tight. So it could be in your physical body, getting body work done. It could be that you're actually very intuitive and you're having premonitions, but you're not aware of it mentally. So I've been working with a lot of people that are having premonitions, but they're unaware of that, because they think that's just normal when it's not. So we're working on enlightenment and enlightening that spirit. So you can also contact me through my website if you're interested in a personal reading, if this is not resonating completely with you, because we're doing a general reading for everyone. And everything's always subject to change. So you could get a reading and then work on those things, or the energy shifts and then you still need more insight. So it's completely okay. I have lots of people that say like they're judging themselves for wanting a reading the next day or wanting healing the next day. And I said, if you can afford it, get this every day, because we all need it, because we're ever changing and we're ever growing. So just learning to slow down will be helpful for you in your own practice also, okay? So some people I have life purpose. Some people are going through very financial hardship. If they have overdue accounts, if they're afraid to move on and move forward because of finance. I'm feeling like without a shadow of a death, always rely on your true source of income, I feel like. And if you believe in anything spiritual, like say God, that God is the true source of finance. So if you're intuitive, you probably already know that. So you're really, and then I'm feeling like somebody's watching needing grounding, because that may be overwhelming for them to hear. So the big thing is, meaning we have to trust that there's a source coming in for us. If we always felt like there's not enough, living in a place of lack, guess where you're going to be? Feeling like you're lacking, because it's more based around a thought process as well as a feeling. So we're basing everything around our thoughts and feelings rather than, we're not, it's almost like a form of spreading germs, okay? So if we're sick, we may feel like we don't want to go out in the public because we don't want to get other people contagious. But then just like allowing yourself to live and exist in a world that you feel free in, it's not your problem if you're not feeling 100% and you need to go out and go get a prescription if somebody is around you and gets sick. Not your fault, right? So I think that's kind of the way that it is. Like, we may feel like, I know people that it's like, oh, I didn't want to come over because my energy wasn't positive, so, and I didn't want you to feel that. Well, that's what I do. That's what I do, because it's my job to help people. Well, I've made it my job. But again, it's not up to me to heal the person. It's up to the person to heal themselves. So it's my job to guide, not to take away. So, but I choose that. So if you're worried about your own energy, and then you're always going to feel that way. So that's almost like that's what happens when we are depressed. We're thinking more about other people than we are ourselves, even though some people may see it as selfish. So if we're denying our truth and we're not speaking our truth, then we're denying a very powerful aspect of ourselves. So in order to really regain consciousness and awareness and get clarity on a situation, we can't be afraid to live our life, okay? So that's why lately I've been saying join a club. For a while I was saying slow down. Now I'm like, okay, you slow down, join that club, get out there, do it, be a part of something. Because we can't isolate from each other. We have to come together and work through the problems. If there's guilt, work through the guilt. So if you want past life regression because there's something that you feel like you can't clear on your own, contact me for that. If you're denying your truth, perhaps you need to do some work with me for some question and answer stuff, okay? So maybe it's on my live reading, you want to reach out. So, but that club is really important for you to join, okay? So be a part of the community, get involved, get in a good headspace, listen to that inner guidance and that inner voice, work on clearing that shadow side, anything that's not working in our lives, and even volunteer at a public place. If it's a library, if it's just like at a place that you know you'll be a part of something worth being a part of, I'm hearing volunteer. That would be a great way to really get out there and make yourself feel better, because the way to really feel enlightenment is to really get outside of ourselves and become a part of the space that we're not always in, right? So we want to fill the world up with more joy rather than constantly be working on filling ourselves up. We want to work on filling up that space where there's a need, okay? So it's more about society today, all right? Thank you so much. You know, if you're a person that wants to work, do some self-employment also. If you're more of a freelance writer, for myself, I'm gonna finally start spending some time on my book. But again, everything's subject to change, so we can't beat ourselves up about something that's ever changing. We're ever changing and ever growing. So if you think that you're doing yourself a favor by looking back or judging situations, like all we have is today, not necessarily tomorrow, but today's what brings us into tomorrow, because yesterday's gone, okay? So if you're feeling like financially your debt is real, yes, okay, but if you choose to focus on that, then that's where your energy is going back to, okay? If you want to work on what am I going to do tomorrow, then you need to really start thinking about what are these new ideas that I have for myself that's very exciting, okay? And that will uplift you and bring you more joy. So positive energy sending your way. Thank you so much for listening to this. Take care. Bye.